create a brand from absolutely nothing, and how to actually become an influencer starting with absolutely nothing. Meaning, we own a website called Microspire, and it was to help people that wanted to make money with their phones become an influencer. And the good news and the bad news is that there's a lot of people that want to do it, and there's very few people that were successful. And the reason that they weren't successful, which, oh, sorry guys, I'm gonna shut my door for my dogs. Yeah. So, so when we started Microspire, we started it with the idea that people wanted to make money with their phone, and there were a ton of them. I'm thousands and thousands of people per day were answering our ad. We would help them get started. We would pay them for a video, but then we needed something to do with them. So we actually created Microspire to say, okay, here's what else you can do to make money with your phone. Problem is, just like anything else, there's that 80-20 rule that out of every 20, and it's actually way worse than that, by the way. I would call it a 98-2 rule, that for every 100 people that want to do something, only 2 of them are actually willing to do the work to get it done. That's just the way things are. Making money with your phone is not an immediate gratification thing. You can't do a video and be done and hey, I'm gonna have 1 million followers. It's just not the way it is. It takes consistency, it takes time, it takes entertainment, lighting, all kinds of different things. And so when we launched Microspire, we've just noticed that so many people just had zero chance of success, and not for any other reason but their work ethic. But we also didn't have a very good example for them, so we created the credit influencer, and we showed them how to do everything from A to Z. The credit influencer spurned more ideas in my head of, okay, well, if we're going to start doing this content thing, we're going to start breaking it up. Where else can we help people? And we actually have a personal development brand that we've developed called Always Grow Personally. We've developed a homeowner brand on the steps to buy a home called the Key B. And this one is called the Diabetic Influencer. And I started the Diabetic Influencer for a couple of reasons. Number one, I was recently diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. Type 2 diabetes is different from type 1 in this way. Type 1, you're kind of born with and you're stuck with. You're never going to get rid of it. Type 2 is commonly known as adult onset diabetes and a few other names. But most importantly, I can't tell you the amount of actual misinformation that I have received since I have been diagnosed as a type 2 diabetic. Everybody has an opinion of health. There's the South Beach diet, the Atkins diet, the keto diet, the intermittent fasting, whatever that word is. And the point is that, all of those things can work. I guess you have to kind of find out what works for you. However, if you're a diabetic, you have health risks if you do certain things. If you don't eat certain things, if you don't have a balanced diet, and there's all this information coming out. And I was like, you know what? This shit's confusing. It's very confusing to know who to listen to. And more importantly, you're not just talking about losing weight. You're talking about your life. You see, diabetes and sugar, they say that, I don't know if diabetes is now the #1 killer of all people, but I'm pretty sure it is. And if it's not, it's pretty freaking close. It doesn't have to be #1 to be important. Let's say it's #2 or #3. Okay. Most importantly, whatever you want to say, it's critical that if you have some type of a sugar issue that you handle it or your insides will melt. Literally, that's what my doctor said. Diabetes is the silent killer. All of a sudden you don't realize it. Your kidneys fail, your liver fails. Now there's nothing you can do about it. And it comes out of nowhere. Because I kept telling the doctor, I'm like, man, I feel fine. But you're going to feel fine. You're not going to notice the difference. The only time you're going to notice the difference is if you, is when you, the only time you're going to notice the difference is when it's too late. So we got to do some things for you. So here are some of the first things that I want to go over with you and how this brand is going to work. Number one, I'm going to take you on my diabetic journey. I'm going to talk to you about the things that I go through. I'm going to talk to you about all the different things of what I eat, where I'm at weight-wise, what I'm doing differently. I'm going to invite people on that are currently going through their type 2 journey, for lack of a better term, and how to get out of it, because type 2 diabetes is curable. You can get rid of type 2 diabetes. My goal is to lose weight work out, pump that sugar out of my muscles, and get my sugar under control. Because right now my sugar is under control because of Jardians, but I can't stay on Jardians the rest of my life. I'm going, you just can't do stuff like that. Um, you have to manage your sugar. So, I'm going to tell you the good, the bad. I'm going to tell you when I eat good, eat bad. What I did last week. I'm going to tell you if I strayed. Last night I strayed for a quick second. I was craving some sugar, and I had some Cookie Crisp cereal, just a little bit, just enough. But my sugar's under control. But my mom, who happens to be a diabetic, she'll tell me all the time, "Eat dark chocolate, Mom. Your sugar's 98, mine's 213. There's a big difference on those numbers. You can do that because your sugar's under control. Mine isn't." So, the diabetic influencer is here to take you on my personal journey of how I got diabetes and how I'm going to get rid of diabetes. I'm doing this to help people that have diabetes, those of you who have family members that are diabetic. I'm here to help you learn. I'm here as a resource. I'm here to help you even potentially take the right supplements and energy drinks. Of course, you can't have Red Bull or any of these goddamn energy drinks. You'll die. There's enough caffeine and sugar in them to kill you in one can, let alone all of them. There are all natural, healthy vitamin B12 energy drinks. There are supplements. There are GLPs, the Ozempics and things like that that can help you. I've had people say to me, "Hey, don't take those things. The side effects can hurt you." Well, guess what? The side effects of diabetes are worse. So I'm choosing to temporarily do those things to get my appetite under control, get my health under control, because guess what? Type 2 diabetes didn't happen overnight, so I'm not going to cure it overnight. Okay. But I'm going to be here weekly. I'm going to be here every Tuesday at 2 o'clock Eastern time to talk to you guys live, to create content, to invite guests, to talk about the goods and the bads, to talk about the do's and the don'ts, and just to be very real with you. There's so much misinformation out there. I think that the diabetic influencer will catch everybody's attention that's a diabetic. We will actually be able to start creating a culture, a group to help each other. Guys, 40 million people in the U.S. have diabetes. It's projected in the next 4 years, it's going to go to 50 million. What the fuck is the matter with us? We're killing ourselves. And we're killing ourselves with misinformation and, more importantly, companies that are actually catering to our cravings. I am not an anti-big business person. I actually hope to be a big business person someday. But it's not their fault that they run commercials that make you want to eat. They're crap. It's our fault. It's not their fault. Stop blaming other people. Take control of yourself because you're the only one that can. My problem is I think I had my head in the clouds. So, long story short, let me get started on my diabetic influencer journey and why I'm here. Guys, my name is Joe Delfka, and I am 55 years old, and I am a diabetic. And I caused it on my own. I ate horribly for years and years and years. And I ignored everything my doctors told me because of misinformation. You see, I thought a diabetic was someone who took insulin. If you took insulin shots, you were a diabetic. You see, when I was a kid, my grandma had insulin shots. Then I just assumed that was a diabetic. When my mom told me that she got diabetes, I thought she went on insulin shots. She didn't, but I thought, oh, mom's got diabetes. She must take insulin. I didn't realize that was a last ditch effort, and you're really in trouble if your pancreas stops producing insulin. So, long story short, I was told that my A1C was 11.3, which means your sugar, if you're above 6.5, you are considered a diabetic. Boy, I'm sorry for that beeping, guys. I'm going to have to do something about that. I'm going to do something right now. Oh, quiet teams. I didn't even know that was an option. So, as a person who was not feeling good one day, true story, went and had ice cream at a place called the Ice Cream Club down the street from my house. Saturday night, 7 o'clock, came home, felt absolutely like dog shit, went to bed, woke up, and I said, that wasn't normal. I don't know what happened, but that wasn't normal. Made a doctor's appointment, went and got my sugar tested. My doctor said, okay, you have sugar issues. Your sugar is really high. It's 11.3. If you're above 6.5, you're a diabetic. But I should have said, doctor, are you saying I'm a diabetic? I didn't say that. And that was November of 2024. And when he told me that, I was like, oh, okay, I have sugar issues. I better get it under control. I didn't think I was a diabetic, and I changed almost nothing. I just didn't eat a lot of sugar. I didn't eat a lot of cookies. I didn't eat a lot of cereal. I didn't eat a lot of ice cream. I kind of went on a sugar starvation diet. However, the next year I went back, and in November of 2025, and he said, okay, your sugar's getting better. So getting better was from 11.3 to 10.1. In my head, hey, I'm getting better. I'm not a diabetic. I happen to have a daughter who loves me greatly, who knows I'm stubborn. He said, Dad, you're a diabetic. You need to ask the words. Are you a diabetic? So I went to the doctor that day. I'm like, hey, am I a diabetic? He goes, yeah. Like he was shocked that I asked the question. I'm like, I didn't know that. He goes, your sugar's high. I'm like, what the fuck does that? I don't know what that means. I need to be told I'm a diabetic. He goes, Joe, you have type 2 diabetes. And Joe, you're dying. If you don't change what you do, you're going to die. And your body's gonna melt. Well, of course, my wife was with me. She starts crying. She's like, what do you mean? I hired a dietitian. I listened to the dietitian. I found out things that are good and bad. I wanted to develop a meal plan, but I have steps of what I'm going to go through in my diabetic journey. My diabetic journey starts with eating less. I didn't know this, but if the amount of meat that you eat is bigger in one sitting than the palm of your hand, you're overeating. I went to a therapist once. His name was Kyle. He said, Joe, you have king baby syndrome. King baby syndrome is you want what you want when you want it. It was you're self-employed. You were single for 100 years. So because of that, you had no person telling you couldn't do anything. So you developed all these weird and bad habits. You wanted steak, you could go get a steak. You want to go to Vegas, you could fly to Vegas. I was able to do those things. I didn't have anyone telling me no. I didn't have any barriers. I could do what I want when I had the craving. It's a horrible feature for a diabetic, horrible characteristic of somebody who's a diabetic, because you might want sugar and you got to discipline yourself to say no. So with me telling you that, Kyle said, he goes, Joe, you know what? If you're a king baby is usually someone who has an addiction problem. He goes, it's most commonly associated with alcoholics. But do you drink? And I was like, no. He goes, okay, you're probably not an alcoholic. You probably have a food addiction. And I was like, absolutely. I have no doubt in my mind I'm addicted to food. I love every single thing about it. You just made my mouth water talking about food. We kind of had a good laugh about it. He goes, yeah. And the problem is, at least in Alcoholics Anonymous, you can stop drinking alcohol, meaning your addiction can be curbed by just stopping. Now, there's issues in king baby syndrome and all these different things. It's not very easy to just stop. I get it. But you can't stop eating food. You have to eat food. So you have to manage your food addiction if you have a food addiction. And guess what? I have zero doubt I have a food addiction. I'm 5'10". I was 265 pounds when I met my wife. Lately, I've been around 245 pounds. At that 245 pound weight, I still had a belly. I was still overweight. Since I have been diagnosed with diabetes, let me back up. Since I have accepted my diagnosis of diabetes in November of 2025, I have changed things. I went onto Jardians, which is a GLP. I don't know what GLP stands for, but it's like Ozempic or Mounjaro. Jardians is just another version of it. It's the pill format, so I'm not shooting myself. I'm taking a pill. Tells my mind that I'm full. I don't eat as much. And since I've been on Jardians, I'm down to 227 pounds. My goal is to get to 200 pounds. I am a thicker guy. I still have muscles. I still have thickness. At least my ego tells me that. And because of that, I don't think I'll get down much below 200 pounds. And for me to lose weight, I joined a CrossFit gym here in Cape Coral, Florida. It's called ENG, Earned Not Given CrossFit, ENG CrossFit. And I love going. I love working out. I very much enjoy it. It gives me something to do, something to be competitive about. I went last night at 6:30. We did heavy squats, 6 sets of 5. And man, my legs are killing me today. But I had a very good friend of mine, Joe Battaglia, tell me, he goes, Joe, if you want to lose weight, you have to work out cardio with weights. And I've never forgotten that. And Joe's always been in great shape. And it's one of those things that you want to get rich. They always say, if you want to get rich, don't listen to a ditch digger. They used to say you want to get rich, don't listen to a plumber. But plumbers are becoming very rich because With AI taking a lot of jobs, a lot of people are moving to being plumbers. And when you're a plumber and you get a lot of jobs, you can become pretty damn rich. So that whole adage of never listen to a plumber on how to make money. Yeah, never listen to a ditch digger. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I think you understand the concept. It's basically like talk to a rich person if you want to be rich. Well, talk to a healthy person if you want to be healthy. Find out what they do. Now, you can't do what they did if you have diabetes. That's something that you have to learn. Because I can't do what someone else, I'm not supposed to intermittent fast. You're not supposed to starve because your body will start burning fat that you store that turns into sugar. Your blood sugar will either spike or drop. I can't remember because again, there's so much information about this stuff that intermittent fasting is just not supposed to be good for diabetics. Now, I'm sure if I talk to 100 people, 50 would say that's not true, and 50 would say it's true. So again, here's where the information comes on. Here's where we're going to talk to healthy people. One of my healthy friends, Joe, told me that. He goes, Joe, work out with weights. He goes, be careful of CrossFit because there's 15, 20 people in a class. When you're doing a lot of those clean and jerks and push presses and stuff like that, you have to be very conscientious of technique or you'll hurt yourself. And I believe him. So as an old man of 55, I have decided that I'm not going to try to do 400-pound deadlifts anymore. I'm going to stick to the 225. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it to do it. I'm going to do it for the cardio parts of it, but I'm not going to do it to be Superman anymore. I'm 55 freaking years old. Now, I do have some goals on CrossFit that I'm going to say. I want to enter the over 55 World CrossFit Challenge, but again, I've got to lose 27 fat pounds. But what's going to happen is I'm going to lose 47 fat pounds and gain 20 pounds of muscle when I go through this CrossFit diabetic journey. So, guys, listen, this is going to be a wild ride, a fun ride, a hopefully life-saving ride. I want to help people. If we make money at this, fantastic. If we don't, big deal. We're here to talk about things. We're here to show. There's a lot of reasons I'm doing this. Let's go through the list. Number one, the Diabetic Influencer is an extension of the Joey Matterhorn brand. It will help people that are also interested in making money online or making money with side hustles with your phone, with email. Join the Joey Matterhorn ecosystem and the Joey Matterhorn family. The second thing it is going to do is it's going to help the Credit Influencer brand and the Diabetic Influencer brand show people how to actually become influencers. My target market is 40 million people. 4 years, it'll be 50 million people. But just as important, I promise you, there are healthy loved ones that want to help their diabetic family. And sugar is the silent killer. It is the greatest killer. You can't outlaw sugar. I mean, it'd be nice if you could, but you really can't. I don't know. I don't suppose you can. Maybe you can. But here's what's even worse. You ready for this? My uncle, who has been a guiding influence in my life, my Uncle Bob. Everybody needs an Uncle Bob. My Uncle Bob I said, you know what, Uncle Bob? I went to Thanksgiving up in Michigan. I live in Florida. I was up in Thanksgiving in Michigan. My Uncle Bob, who's always been a guiding light in my life. Lots of knowledge, personal development guy, big health guy. He's in his 80s. He fell off a roof one time. Funny story. Horrible story, but funny story. He fell off a roof when he's in his 70s. Broke some of his ribs. They brought him to the hospital when he's in the ambulance, and they were taking him to the hospital. Like, oh my gosh, sir, what prescriptions are you on, sir? Like they're talking to him, and he goes, I'm not on any. The person who was the EMT goes to the other one. He goes, oh, this guy's obviously delirious. He can't remember his prescriptions. And his wife goes, my Aunt Angie goes, no, he doesn't. He's not on any prescriptions. They were so shocked that someone in their 70s wasn't on prescription apps and some other things that happened. He's now on prescriptions. He's in his 80s, but he's sharp as a whip. When I saw him at Thanksgiving, he said something. He's like, well, Joe, let's talk about fat-free, sugar-free, things like this. He goes, it's very important that you learn what a lie is. I'm like, okay. Of course, I'm all ears. He goes, sugar-free doesn't mean sugar-free. He goes, it does mean it's sugar-free from sugar, but let's look at the ingredients. So we grabbed a sugar-free French vanilla creamer out of the fridge, and I looked at it. And he starts to go through all the ingredients. And of the ingredients, there were 7 things that aren't called sugar, that are sugar replacements. So he basically said, you're eating sugar. And actually, it's probably worse. This isn't natural crap. It's all artificially produced garbage. He goes, you can't do that. He goes, you got to read. You think that you're doing the right thing by having sugar-free French vanilla creamer? That's a marketing ploy. He goes, you got to read the ingredients. I'm like, oh man, Uncle Bob, that was both enlightening and depressing. Here we go again. I think type 2 diabetics, I don't know how to say this. It's going to sound kind of horrible, but I think they just kind of give up on trying to figure this shit out and just go, you know what? This is too hard. I'm just going to die eating sugar. I swear to God, that people I talk to, they have so much misinformation. They don't know who to believe, who to trust, that they're just like, screw it. I actually thought that. I was like, man, this is tough. Fuck this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to try to figure all this garbage out. It's frustrating, guys. It's frustrating. But you know what? You only live once. All indications are you only live once. I don't know about your religion. You might believe in reincarnation. You might believe in God. You might believe in Jesus or Allah. I don't know who you are, what you believe in, but my dad passed away and I haven't seen him since. If he appeared to something else, he's not in the dad version that I knew him as. And, so we only live once. And if you only live once, you have to make a decision on whether you want to be here or not. What quality of life do you want? Do you want to have your feet chopped off because you eat so much sugar, you get gangrene and you have bad circulation and you can't walk? Do you want to be able to have a healthy life? Do you want to survive or do you want to live? I guess that's the question that you have to ask yourself. And once you make that decision, and you make that decision from a lot of personal development, do I have self-love? Do I have people that love me? Do I want to be around? Hopefully the answer is yes. I want that for you. But you might be 75 years old. You might have this. You're like, screw it. I've lived this way my whole life. I smoke, I drink, I eat sugar. Hey, your choice. Great thing about life, free will, your choice. But if you want to live, you got to make changes. And you have to remember the changes aren't quick. Yeah, it took me 55 years to get my body like this. It's going to take me 10 years to get it healthy, but it's a journey. It's progress, not perfection. And you can measure the progress when you prick your finger. It's all about diabetics know. Take your daily sugar and figure out, you take your medications correctly, follow the plan. However, you have to have a plan. Zig Ziglar, one of the great motivational speakers in the world, tells a story about John Archer. He goes, John Archer was the greatest archer in the history of archery. In competition, he entered 357 times. He won 357 times. He could not be beat. And Zig Ziglar goes to the audience. He goes, but I can train any of you in this audience how to beat John Archer in 1 hour, provided that we blindfold John Archer and we spin him in circles so he has no idea where he's shooting. The audience kind of laughed. He goes, Ziglar, that's crazy. How can a person hit a target he can't see? He goes, I'm going to ask you, how can you hit a target you don't have? If you don't know where you're going, how are you going to know how to get there? So you have to figure out your target sugar amounts, your target dates, your target weight, your target timelines, and you have to develop a plan and stick with it. Guys, you can cheat. I'm not going to lie to you. One of the great joys in life is a cheat meal. And it actually tastes better. But I will tell you, I'm going to just be blunt with you. When you start to get healthier, bad food kind of sounds like shit. Bad food sounds really unfun, unhealthy. It's wonderful to think, man, I don't even crave steak. I don't even crave sugar. So I have high cholesterol. My cholesterol is 682. My sugar, when I pricked my finger, was 413. And my A1C counts were 10.1. That's bad, guys. It's supposed to, anything above 6.5 is bad. Anything above 100 on my 413 was bad. My wife cried again when my sugar was 413. She's like, what are you? We got to do something. Now that I'm on Jardians, it's 153, which is higher, but not low enough. And then my cholesterol is bad because I eat steak every single day. I've got O negative blood. If you read that book, Eat for Your Blood Type, it tells you that the enzymes are not, you crave red meat. I craved steak. I loved steak. And I loved the 16-ounce son of a bitch steak or prime rib. Now I have to eat a steak that's this big, 6 ounces. And you know what? When I eat it, if I wait a half hour, I'm full. If I wait 5 minutes, I'm still hungry. I'll eat that steak and 5 minutes later, I'm still hungry. But I now realize, you know what? It takes 20 minutes to 30 minutes for you to fill up. And if you're hungry, drink some water. Water will send a message to your brain that your stomach's full. Now, it will digest fast and tell you that you're hungry again, but it will help. It will temporarily help until the food you just ate actually goes to your brain and you can tell yourself that you're full. So guys, listen, this diabetic journey starts with a single step. It's just like anything else. It's admitting that you're a diabetic. If you don't know, go to your doctor. If you go to your doctor and you get your blood work done and you get your test done and your blood work or your A1Cs are over 6.5, you're probably a type 2 diabetic and you need to take your crap seriously. If you're at 5 to 6, you're probably okay. Most people live a balanced, healthy lifestyle. I didn't. I was a glutton for food. I freaking loved it. I ate as much as I could every single meal. I think I psychologically, Tony Robbins talked when he was a kid that food in his house was scarce. And so he was told, clean your plate. How many people have been told, clean your plate? You are psychologically taught to eat everything on your plate. Guys, that is a disaster. Okay. Tony Robbins now, after every meal, leaves a little bit of food on purpose just to train himself not to eat all that's on his plate. Those are little games and gimmicks you got to play with yourself. Guys, this sounds horrible and sounds unfun. This is not fun, but it's necessary. Do you want to live? Or do you want to die a slow, painful death? It is not enjoyable. And guess what? You feel better. Like I literally feel better. So I don't temporarily get to stuff my face with bad food, but I get I have more energy. I feel better. I sleep better. I breathe better. I can stretch better. I did stretches at CrossFit last night. I was like, my belly's not my fucking way. This is fucking enjoyable. You just have to train yourself on different priorities. Food is wonderful. It's also going to kill you. Working out, walks, breathing, fresh air. Guys, you only live once. How do you want your quality of life to be? That's what I'm here to try to help with. I don't know if I'll help you. No idea. I'm just a guy who's got type 2 diabetes that wants to share his story and his journey. I think I told you all my reasons. Let me go through them one more time. Number one, I want to help people. I want to help people and give them good information. I want to bring on experts. I want to bring on people that know what they're talking about, know what they're doing. And I want to have them tell their stories. I want to talk to unhealthy people and say, hey, you know what? Maybe we can help you. I want to make a difference. That's the first thing. The second thing is I want to show people how to become an influencer. My diabetic journey, the Diabetic Influencer, is going to be a website with short codes and emails and texting and social media profile. And we're going to expand the word of lowering your sugar and taking care of yourself. We're going to do that through information and real life habits that will change your life. Okay. Changing the habits that you've built to get you here, to get you back healthy. The third reason is that we may make money. I mean, the amount of content that we're going to produce, we're going to have millions of views. I've been told that they're created programs to make money, and that's kind of the purpose of an influencer. So maybe 40 million people will like this. 80 million people will like it because the spouses and the family members of those will like the information and say, hey, if you're having problems with diabetes, go follow the Diabetic Influencer. He may give you good advice more, but he's just going to take you on his journey. And the fourth reason is a personal horse shit reason. But I know that if I become the Diabetic Influencer and I got to be on camera every single week, I will be accountable. I will be accountable to you guys. I will actually follow through because I'll be like, oh, do I want this sugar? I go live on Tuesday at 2:00. I better be 2 pounds lower or a pound lower. My stats should be better. If not, then I got a lot of shit to answer for. So I'm forcing myself to be accountable. This is my way of saving my own life, and you're going to help me. But hopefully along the way, this isn't just for me. This is for you. This is for you guys to actually get information. I'm going to bring on dietitians. I'm going to bring on nutritionists. I'm going to bring on healthy people. I'm going to bring on unhealthy people. I may even have some doctors volunteer. I don't know where this is going to go. I just know where it's going to start. The end is helping people, helping myself, becoming an influencer that can show other people how to become an influencer. Because we're in an influencer society, guys. 84% of kids in high school that were interviewed or asked what they want to do with their life, they want to be an influencer. I don't want to be an influencer. but I enjoy the attention. I got noticed as the credit influencer at a trade show. Went to a trade show and was like, hey, you're the credit influencer. And it turned out to be someone I was actually looking to connect with. His name was Osvaldo. He owns a company called Rev Boost. I was trying to connect with him for a couple of years. And I was like, oh my God, that. And if you guys don't understand how the world works in terms of cycle, in terms of putting yourself out there, me doing stuff like that got me noticed. So I know that I'll have sponsorships. I'll know that I'll have opportunities. I know that Ozempic might approach us. I know that doctors might approach us. I know that nutrition companies. I know that Amway is a fantastic company for energy drinks and nutritional products, Nutrilite. And I have been approached by a couple of distributors, including my uncle. I know that there's extra money. People don't necessarily know as diabetics how to get rid of their unused diabetic supplies. Well, guess what? We have an outlet for you at part of the Jory Matterhorn family. We can buy those supplies from you. So I can help get you money in your pocket. That makes you money, makes me money, because I'm going to sell it on the secondary market to my sphere, which is pretty significant in the marketing world. Long story short, lots of things here, lots of reasons here. So thanks for joining me this February 10th, 2 o'clock Eastern time is when we started. Hopefully, we're going to chop this up into some videos, get some ads going, get some social media presence out there. And every Tuesday at 2 o'clock, when you join, we will actually send out random text messages and emails to bring you back. We would like you to follow all our socials, go to the diabeticinfluencer.com, click on all of our socials, follow us, read the information that we're going to produce, and we will see you on your diabetic journey. Guys, the journey of 1,000 steps starts with one step. Don't look at 1,000 steps down the line. It's overwhelming. Your first step is go to your doctor. Your second step is to come up with a plan, either with your doctor or by yourself. And make that plan conducive with your life. If you know that you're going to hate your life if you don't have a cheat meal, trust me, that cheat meal, it's the only thing that saved me. I shouldn't say that. It wasn't the only thing, but it made it easier. Okay. Come up with a plan. We'll do it together, and hopefully you find this valuable. So, hey, thanks for watching, and we'll catch up with you guys on the next live next Tuesday, February 17th, 2 o'clock.